Hey everyone, this is Michelle with Foxy Chick Decor. How is everybody doing this Saturday morning? I just thought I would pop on here for a little bit and work on a couple projects. We're kind of in the middle of March Madness right now, which I'm kind of excited for. It's really the only time I watch college basketball. It's just fun. Anyway, as you're coming in, thank you for watching the replay. And tell me who you're rooting for. Are you a college basketball fan? Are you not a college basketball fan? I wasn't until probably about 5, maybe 6 years ago. One of my jobs that I worked at, one of my colleagues, who is a dear friend of mine, her whole family are University of Kentucky fans, and that was the first time I ever filled out a March Madness bracket, and now I have kind of fallen in love with the Kentucky Wildcats, and I like watching Coach Calipari coach, so that's kind of been fun on my little end here. So things are going pretty good. I gave you guys an update probably a week ago now, maybe, on my dad, and he is doing a lot better. He's up and moving around a little bit more, so that makes life a little bit easier. My sister's been here for the last 3 weeks, which has been a huge help, and next weekend actually we'll be leaving to take her back to Pennsylvania, which not thrilled about. I tried to get her to stay for a little bit longer, but that she's ready to go home. But she's been here and been a huge help to Dad and to myself, so I am gonna miss her. But she's actually still resting right now, so because she was up for a little bit with Dad last night, so I am going to get started. If you are hopping on, I am not able to see comments right now. I'm not quite sure why, but let me see here if I can see them. Okay, I think I can see comments now. So as you're popping in, say hello, let me know where you're watching from. Thumbs up are always great. Click the subscribe button if you're, watching this on YouTube. Share the video, please. Come on over to Foxy Chick Decor Facebook page and give us a like over there. But I am actually going to get started here. I am doing the Buy the Shoes transfer. It is one of our last chance transfers that's still available. Once it is sold out, it'll retire. So I'm trying to showcase some of those because there are fun transfers and they're great to work with, but they are on their way out. They are, as soon as they sell out, they will be retired. So I just wanted to showcase these and let you guys kind of see them, and if you decide you want to get your hands on them while you still can, it makes it a little bit easier. The surface that I'm using here is a glass picture frame with just some dark cardstock on the back, and I'm going to be doing some layering today. So I do have my heat tool here that I'm going to be using in between. So I'm actually going to plug this in. Oops. So that I can have it all ready. for when I'm ready to use it. So what I'm going to do first is I'm actually going to put the part of the shoes down first. There are a couple parts to the shoes. I'm going to go ahead and get them down. They are pretty easy to work with. Let me see here. I think I'm frozen. Let me see. Let me see here. Somewhere I have a connection freeze. All right, there we go. Now we're back to being live. All right, these are the other two parts that go on with the shoes. So the shoes themselves, the colors I'm going to be using for this are the black velvet, the bright white, and the candy apple are the three pastes that I'm going to be using. I'm going to go ahead, I've already marked it with the back. I have used this transfer in several parties and it's been a big success. So I'm going to go ahead and get it fuzzed really well just here on my leg. Because it's glass, you really want to make sure that it's fuzzed really well. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball that and lay it down and get it all worked in here. And get this all, make sure that the shoe part is all down, because there's a lot of screen there and that's an area where you can get bubbles. And I'm going to actually use my black, whoops, dropped a piece of the bye. Oops, sorry you're seeing my head. I'm just trying to pick up my transfer here. All right, there we go. I'm going to use the black first. And I used all of my colors last night for a class that I did. And so they are all pretty well stirred up and ready to go. So I'm going to just start with the black. And with working on glass, the paste goes on pretty smooth. And you don't need a whole lot, which makes it nice. A little bit does go a very, very long way. Alright. Just trying to work fast because the paste does dry fairly quickly. So now I'm just going to scrape off the excess and put it back in my jar. Alright, I think that looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and set that off to the side here. And we're going to, I don't know why I am now I see. Okay. Sorry about that. I got a message and it kind of stopped the live there for a minute. But I've got all the black on the shoes. So now I'm just going to go ahead and get this peeled up. Oh, I love how that has turned out so far. And I'm going to go ahead and get that piece into some water. And actually, while that dries a little bit, I am going to work on the Life is Short. So I'm going to get that peeled off the backer and get that fuzzed as well. Oh, I got a little piece of fuzz. Let's see if we can get that out. There we go. And get that all fuzzed. And then I'm going to go ahead and lay that right about... I'm going to line it up with the top, but my sides, I go about right there with it. Alright, and the Life is Short, I'm going to do that in the white. And as you can see, I just dipped very, very little of the white on my squeegee. I've not used a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and scrape that across. Get that back into the container. I'm gonna set that off to the side. And then I'm gonna just peel up the Life is Short. Oh, I love how that looks. Get that into the water. I'm going to check on... Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to dry my shoes a little bit. And I'm sorry, this will be just a little loud. But I just want to get those shoes dried, because I'm actually going to layer the pieces that go on here to do the insides. But then the word shoes, I'm actually going to layer over the top of the shoes. So I'm going to just go ahead and dry this. I'm going to dry up here as well. Alright, and now those shoes are dry. So now I'm going to just lay my heat tool back down. Those shoes are nice and dry. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the other pieces of the other pieces here of the shoes. Alright, I'm going to line this up. Sorry, you're kind of seeing some of my head, but this is the first time that I've actually used this transfer, so I just want to make sure that I've got it all laid down correctly. And I'm getting this all fuzzed because we don't want to pull up any of that. We don't want to pull up any of the black that's already on there. So I'm going to lay this one down here as well. And I'm going to just lightly push it. I'm not going to really push down on it hard. We just want it to stick long enough to get the ink or the paste in there. but all the blue stuff doesn't need to be down because then you have a tendency of pulling up your transfer. So I've got both of those down, and now I'm actually going to use my Candy Apple Red. And I'm going to get that in here. Get that all in. Get a little bit on this side here. Alright. We've got those in there like that. And I didn't put a whole lot on, so there's not a whole lot to scrape off. Go ahead and sit that up there. And I'm going to be very, very careful as I pull that off. So there's the one side. And then let me get up underneath here. You always want to be careful when you pull your transfers off. You want to make sure that you're not pulling them diagonally. You want to pull them straight up. Ooh, 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 ooh. And there's the second one. And I am going to dry that just to get that dry a little bit quicker. We're just about dry. Okay. I think that is pretty, oh yeah, that is pretty well dry. So while that cools a little bit, I'm going to work on the By The. And again, I'm going to go ahead and fuzz that just because we're putting it on glass. And I'm going to put the By The right about there. But I want it a little bit straighter. Where do I want to put it in the middle here? You know what? Actually, I'm going to put it right here in the middle. I'm going to just use my finger to make sure all the bubbles are out. And I'm also going to use the white for that. So I'm going to just get a little bit of white on my squeegee. I'm going to go ahead and get that squeegee back off. Oh, and I stuck my finger in the paste. That is what happens sometimes. You get a little messy, but it cleans off really nice, so you really don't care. All right. Then I'm going to go ahead and peel this off and get that in the water bath. Then the last thing that needs to go on is just the word shoes. And I'm actually going to put that word right across the shoes. So I'm going to fuzz this a lot. Just because I want it to stick to where it doesn't bleed, but I don't want it to pull up any of the black or the red. because I'm going to do the word shoes in the white. So I'm going to go ahead and actually I'm going to put it right about there, because I kind of want it to cover all of the shoes. So I'm just very lightly pushing that down. Like I said, I just want it to be enough to where it'll stick to where it doesn't bleed, but I don't want it to pull out those other colors. I'm going to grab my white again, and I'm going to quickly get this on here. And I'm trying to be very careful not to go over the transfer, because where it would be a little difficult to clean up, just because I'm doing the layering. I'm going to go ahead and get this all squeegeed on here. I love working on glass just because the chalk paste goes on so easy. Alright, and I've got this all on. I'll go ahead and squeegee all of that off. And now for the reveal. And I'm going to be very, very careful in peeling that up. And actually, I'm going to lay that back down and try to get a little bit more in a couple of these areas. There we go. And again, I'm going to be very, very gentle pulling this up, because as you can see, some of the black, you know what? It's kind of dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip my finger in my water bath, and I'm going to just try to lighten this up a little bit, just to try to get those to stay. Yeah, because I don't want that to come back up. So I'm just trying to go over the letters just to kind of make it a little bit easier to come up. Because it did dry a little bit. So I'm just trying to make it a little bit more wet, just so that some of the letters will stay. And we're going to pull that the rest of the way up. Nope, not quite happy with it. So I'm just going to lay it back down, which is the nice part about being able to do that. And I'm going to just take some more paste, and I'm going to run over it really quickly. Make it a little bit thicker, just to try to get some more of that paste on there, because wetting it just isn't doing the trick. So I am going to try to get some more on there quickly, and we're going to try to peel that back off here. And that looks a little bit better. I'm still not happy with some of the little spots here, which what I can also do is I can go in with a paintbrush and fix those spots. Go ahead and get that in. And all this here I can clean up with one of my Clorox wipes, which I just knocked over. I can pull the wipe here, and I can get in there and clean some of this all up. And that's just because I used the water. And some of this I'll wait until it dries and clean up. because I don't want to ruin what I've got there. But I also have these lovely little stir sticks that I can go in and clean up a bunch of this. And a lot of it, like I said, I'll wait until it dries because I don't want it to smear. I don't want it to, I do not want it to. And I will see what I can clean up. And it's one of those that if I can't clean up enough to where I'm happy with it, then it might just be that we take off the whole thing. Leave, you know, the top part here because that turned out really nice. And, you know, then go from there. But I think some of this might be able to be cleaned up with a paintbrush. And you know what? I am actually, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a little bit of my paste here, just a very little bit. I'm going to try to fill in some of these spots. Normally I would do it with a paintbrush, but I'm not finding my paintbrushes at the top of my head here. I'm not sure where they're at. So I'm just going to use this and fill in some of those areas. And it'll take a little bit to get some of this, you know, filled in. But some of these areas that pulled up, you can just go in and, you know, touch them up. And there's some of those areas, and once they dry I can smooth them out a little bit too, which makes it a little bit easier. And but yeah, just touching up a little bit of these little spots that pulled up. And some of them I'm going to leave just because they make it look a little bit more vintage. Now I'm starting to make more of a mess than I am touching up. So, and now that this is starting to dry, I can get in there. Actually, I'm not going to go in there with that. I'm going to go in there and get some of this little area here cleaned up. And actually, to be honest with you, after all that touching up, I really don't care for it. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to kind of wipe off. I wish I didn't have to take off the shoes part, because I do have my shoes part in the water bath. And actually, I don't know if I'm going to take this all off, because I kind of like the way it looks. If I can just clean it up a little bit here. And if you've got any comments or ideas, I am all for them. And actually, I do kind of like how that looks. So tell me, you know, kind of what you think, if you like it, if you don't like it. Ideas of how I could have made this better. I am all for that. And I'm a little bit making more of a mess here, as you can see. I am going to wait until this dries a little bit more before I decide whether or not I'm going to wipe it off and just redo the shoes part. I do kind of like how that looks. I like how it did pull up some of it. I don't think you can see a whole lot of it on the video of where it pulled up, but I can, you know, sitting here looking at it. But there's some more touching up that I can do, and I can get in there once it's a little bit more dry. But that is the By the Shoes. Well, folks, it's going to be redone anyway because I did it upside down. Sometimes that's what happens when you're in real life and you go live. So anyhow, this is what the By the Shoes will look like when it is all done. And I will definitely be working on this one some more once it's fully dry and touching some of it up, and I might be able to change the backing on it and turn it around. Actually, I can. So I won't. It doesn't matter that I did it upside down. That's the beauty of it being a picture frame. So anyway, that's the Life is Short By the Shoes transfer. And hopefully you enjoyed this project today. And if, like I said, if you could hit the subscribe button, I'd greatly appreciate it. Here is my website for Chalk Couture. If you're interested in getting this particular transfer or any of the colors that you've seen here, you can head on over to chalkcouture.com/FoxyChickDecor, and you can pick up your items there. Also, if you would like to be a part of my VIP group, that is a group where we are called the Foxy Gang, and I do giveaways and bundles and bonuses, and that is the group where I can do all of that. So if you're interested to being a part of that group, go ahead and comment VIP down below, and I'll get you added to that. If you like what you see here and you would like to become a designer like me, or if you'd like just more information on what it means to be a designer, go ahead and comment designer below and I can get more information to you. And Chalk Couture is a lot of fun. The other thing that I wanted to tell you about is our Club Couture. And what our Club Couture is each month you get an exclusive transfer that is just to the club. This past month there was one called Be Fabulous. I did a video on it a couple days ago, and it really turned out really awesome. If you would like to try out Chalk Couture, but you don't want to invest a lot and you don't want to become a designer, Club Couture is the place to be. You get your transfer every month, plus you get 3 sample packs of amazing colors to go with that particular transfer. And that cost is $19.99 with free shipping. And those transfers are exclusive just to the club. I get one because I'm a designer, but I can't buy that transfer for anyone else. You have to be in the club to get your hands on those transfers. There is a 3-month commitment for Club Couture, and after 3 months, then you can cancel. If you were wanting to sign up, you could sign up now. Your first payment wouldn't be until April the 5th, and then the 5th of each month after that until you cancel. So if you are interested in learning more of Club Couture, or if you would like to join Club Couture, comment club below to join Club Couture. And to join, you would just then head over to the website, foxychickdecor.com backslash foxychickdecor. Actually, it's chocator.com backslash foxychickdecor. And in the middle of the page there, it will say subscribe our vibe, and you would click on there, put in all your information, and we'll get you started on that. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below and I will get back with you just as soon as I can. Thank you again for watching and have a great day. Bye.